Hi there and welcome to Outdoor World Direct. Today we're going to take a look at the Vango Cove Low drive away awning. This awning is designed to fit onto vehicles of a low nature. So what I mean by that, the height on the connecting panel is 180 centimetres to 210 centimetres. So the awning is going to fit any van with a height range between 180 and 210. That makes it perfect for the VW style T vans, like the transporter style vans. It makes it perfect for Mercedes Vito, Ford Tornado, Mazda Bongo. It's that kind of range of vans. So it won't go onto a tour or motorhome or anything like that. It's just for the low level camper vans. The awning itself is a driveway awning. So what we mean by that is that if you were to pitch this and attach it to your van, but at some point you did want to take the van back off site, the awning is freestanding. It does not rely on the structure of the vehicle to be pitched. So what you can do is you can actually detach it from your van and then you can drive away. So the Vango Cove Low drive away awning, it's a sideways fitting awning. What I mean by that is that it's going to sit parallel to the van. So if your van was parked up, it would face out the same way. So if you can imagine the beach is facing that way, then both the awning and the van are going to face that way, and the connecting panel would then go onto the habitation door on the side. The beauty of a sideways facing awning is that, number one, you should hopefully always be facing the view on a campsite and not your neighbour. If you have a different style awning that comes out this way, then you're always facing the neighbour over there and not the actual view. So sideways fitting, they've become more popular because of that reason. Also, because of the size of them, they actually allow you to have a larger awning on the pitch, because you can use the length of the van to spread the awning out. So you get a much bigger awning and more space. If we quickly take a look at the specifications of the Cove Low driveway awning, so this is what I would class as like a mid-range awning. So with Vango, you've kind of got three ranges. You've got your entry level, which is like your Pharos, your Cove, those kinds of awnings, and they're a 70 Denier fabric. This is mid-range, so it sits nicely in the middle. It's still lightweight, it's still portable, but it's 150 Denier polyester. Now 150 Denier it's much stronger, it's much more resilient, it's going to last longer, it's not going to break down from UV degradation as fast, and it'll also be a little bit sturdier in the elements. So 150 Denier is perfect because it's not too heavy. Some of the polycottons, the 420 Deniers, they're just a bit too big for people in camper vans. So this is a really nice middleman. So it's still lightweight. It only weighs 16.5 kilograms. The pack size on it in centimeters, for those of you who want to know for storage and portability, it's 78 centimeters by 40 centimeters by 40 centimeters. And as I mentioned, this is actually really similar to the Vango Cove Low awning. So the Cove Low is Vango's best-selling awning. It's a 70 Denier entry-level awning. This is the same size, it's the same dimensions. The only differences are it's got a thicker fabric, and you also get windows in the porch area as well, which you do not get on the Cove Low awning. This awning has the really simple Vango air beam structure. So the beauty of air beam, especially if you're in a camper van and you're touring and you're moving from place to place, is that air beam's really quick and simple to assemble, and it's equally as quick to pack down. So each structure has got an air tube which is built inside the actual fabric. You can change them if you do encounter a puncture. It's really simple to do, however that's pretty rare. But I'll quickly show you how quick and easy they are to pitch and put up and down. So as you can see, we've knocked a good chunk of the air out of this tube now. It still have a little bit of air left in it, but when you actually come to pitch the awning, all you'd want to do is quickly open up the valve here with this cap. So take this cap off. The valve will always show as being on open if it's been closed down. So what you want to do is just twist that to closed so it locks the valve, so no air can get in there at this moment in time. And then I'm just going to pop the pump on, which then twists on and locks on, and that actually opens the valve. But the beauty of that is when I actually come to take this pump off, it's going to lock the valve again so that no air can escape. and I'll quickly show you really how simple and easy these air tubes are. So you've only got 3 on the Como, so this is literally how quick it's going to be to inflate the tent. Okay, so the second I twisted that off, it locks that valve. The beam itself, the pump itself, gauge on so you know where to go. It's actually got a green zone, so you know when to stop pumping the awning up after that green zone. Once you've done that, you just simply pop this cap back on, and that's it, you're done. Okay, so filming from a slightly different angle, this is the rear of the awning. So this is going to be at the rear of your campsite pitch. Your van's just going to be over here by the connecting panel, hopefully facing out that way. And you have here at the back, we actually have a large mesh ventilation panel just underneath this pelmet here. This guy lines out, and this just creates some breathability into the awning. The reason for that is because the awning has a sewn in ground sheet. So once you're inside the awning, it's not the most breathable area because of the sewn in ground sheet. So we put mesh under here so that the awning can get some airflow in. That's really helpful if people are sleeping inside the awning. Okay, so we're just going to take a look at some of the interior features of this awning. So to start with, to the front of the awning, we've got a really nice open front canopy. The purpose of this is just to provide a bit of shelter from the elements. It's a great area for storage of like muddy boots, wet clothing, that kind of thing that you might not want to put in the sewn in ground sheet area. Further to this, it's a great area to cook if the weather's bad, because you've got lots of open space for the condensation to get away. The next thing as well, we just put some windows either side of this just to lighten it up. So on one of the similar awnings, which is the Cove Low, it's just fabric either side, so it's quite dark in this porch area. So the addition of the windows into this area has really helped brighten it up. You don't get privacy curtains on those windows though. They are just windows, there's no curtains to cover them of the evening. Okay, so moving into the interior of the tent, in this area we have a fully sealed perimeter ground sheet, which just provides a bit of protection from the bugs, the elements like drafts, cold drafts, and it just makes it a sealed, cozy area to sit in of an evening. Or if you plan to put an inner tent in here for people to sleep in, it's going to make it a more comfortable environment for sleeping in also. We have a window to this side, and we have a window on the front, either side of the front. These all have toggled privacy curtains, so of an evening, if you do want a bit of privacy in here, you can simply toggle these curtains up and cover them, like I have on the left one here, just to show you. Further to this, obviously this is our sealed front door, so this is a fly sheet door, so it's fully waterproof. So if we've got driving wind and rain coming that way towards me, we might just want to close and seal this door off. Behind it you have a secondary mesh panel. This is really helpful if it's a really humid or warm conditions, or in the morning you've had a lot of condensation in here, you just want to get some airflow into the awning, so without bugs coming in, you can seal this off using the mesh panel, which will let the awning breathe, it'll negate condensation. It's a really handy feature to have. All awnings and tents should have at least one mesh panel door just to aid the condensation. You also have a mesh panel up here in the roof panel, so if you do put an inner in here, this is really going to help again to alleviate condensation and just add a bit of breathability into the tent. We also have the ability to add an inner, a 2-person inner, which is the BR001 inner, which is sold separately or as part of our bundle deals. That one just clips in 4 places, so 1, 2, 3 and 4 clips, and they're colour coded so that you know where it fits, and it would just fit and it will take up the space here, and it's just going to have a 2-person inner. It's really handy if people are sleeping in here, just to create a more comfortable, warmer sleeping environment than just being under a waterproof fabric where you can sometimes get like a damp condensation type feeling. So the addition of the inner is quite handy. Last but not least, I'll quickly take you through the tension band system. Hopefully you won't need to use the tension band system because it's for windier weather, but the idea of it is it's just in one place on this beam, and you have 2 bands which are tucked away in a curtain drawer in the side there, and all you have to do is just literally just take them out of the side helmet, and you just pop them up into the clip up here, and then you can tension them down to create some tautness. Don't over tension them, because you can pull the pegs out of the other side, because this corresponds to where your pegging point is, so it all works together to create that triangular structure. So it's a great system, the tension band system. It does help in windier conditions, just to keep it a little bit more stable in this awning. Finally, just to this side, we have a connecting panel, which I'll take you through shortly. Just in this area, we do have the Awning ground sheet actually drops down, and the purpose of that, if you've got wheelchairs, prams, it's just a bit easier moving them than having this step over that you've got here. So that drops flat there, and this doorway obviously leads into your connecting panel, which is where your van is going to sit on this side. So typically your habitation door would be on your passenger side on a UK van, and that way, you know, this awning is going to be next to your passenger door, and then the awning is going to face that way, and the van's going to face that way as well. You can use it on the other side of your van as well, if you've got the habitation on the driver's side, but obviously we would now be facing the rear of the vehicle. So it just depends on how you want to use it, whether you want to reverse your van on, or whether you want to just drive it onto the campsite pitch. Okay, so the last feature of the awning I want to take you through is the connecting panel. So a driveway awning is essentially a tent with a connecting panel. So this is the part, you might hear it as a cowl as well, but it's a connecting panel in my opinion, and it's built onto the side of the awning. And the beauty of this is that when you're ready to leave, you can just detach this side off the van, and then this all rolls back really neat against the awning, just leaving you with almost like a freestanding tent. So the connecting panel, you can attach it 4 different ways to your camper van. It all depends on how you want to go about that and the best solution for you, but I'll quickly take you through them. So the first one we come to is the K-door rail. Now the K-door rail is pre-built onto your awning. So this is already built onto this awning. And if you have a wind out awning on the side of your van, or if you have a rail built onto the side of your van, you should be able to slide this, which is on the awning, straight in to that if you so wish. The downside of sliding it straight in and not using like a drive-away kit is that you're going to have to take the awning down to take it off the van. So if you use a drive-away kit, it just comes with these pieces, and the idea is that you will put the K-door rail into one side, and then you'd attach the other into your van, and then when you're ready to leave, you just draw away these plastic strips, and the connecting panel will collapse away from the van. So that's the most popular method really, is using the pre-attached K-door rail in conjunction with a drive-away kit. If you've got a Fiamma awning, you're going to need to buy a drive-away kit anyway, because it's a different millimetre width on the Fiamma awning to what's on here. So all of these K-door rails attached onto the awnings are 6 millimetres, so Fiamma uses a 4 millimetre. Everything else should just be able to work with what you've got here, but I do recommend a drive-away kit just to make your life a bit simpler. In my opinion, the pre-attached K-door is the best method of connection. It's the securest, it's the easiest once it's done, it's the easiest to reconnect, so I think that's the securest way. But I'll quickly take you through the other 3 methods, because they can be useful as well. So the first one is a really simple one. There's actually storm straps which you can toggle on to the awning and just throw them over the other side of the van and peg them down. So these can work quite well. Then also we have Velcro roof bars. So if you've got roof bars on your van, you can just use Velcro attachments to go around the roof bars, and that also creates a really good solid fit. And the last one but not least, some older vans have like a little gutter running along the side of the van, and this awning has a built-in sleeve. You can insert a pole into that sleeve, it's called a pole and clamp kit. So you put the pole into the sleeve, you drop the awning into the gutter, use clamps to clamp it in. That's a really good connection, but not many vans have that gutter anymore. It's quite an old-fashioned thing, but if you have an older camper van, that might work for you. And that's it really. So that's the connecting panel. So you've got a door either side for access. This part is going to be where it's connected to the van, and you're just going to peg it down at the bottom, and hopefully you're going to use this K-door rail just to attach into either the rail on the side of your van or a wind out awning. when you want to leave, you just detach it and you just take the pegs out and you roll it back against the awning, and you can literally just marry it up to these toggles, and it creates a really neat finish, and then your awning can just be left on site while you take your van off for the day.